welcome back to episode 5 of Lakeside Adventure here on Let's Play Planet Coaster. Quite a busy episode, this one. Quite a lot going off, so hope you stick around for it all and see what goes off and see what I do to the park. So the plan for this episode, first of all, I'm building a sort of souvenir shops underneath a building, similar to what I did with the cafe in the last episode. I'm just putting three different stalls inside, and then putting another sort of building to go with the American theme. This will be the last bit of theming for the US area. Other than that, there'll be a bit of landscaping, a bit of planting, and then that'll be it for now, anyway, for the US area. So yeah, this is the final kind of piece of the puzzle. Other than a few, like I say, bits of plants. After that, we'll be installing a last flat ride into the US area. So I am going to try and squeeze one more in. I won't tell you what the flat ride is just yet. I'll leave that hanging on so you can stick around for that and try and see what it is I put in. What else are we going to do? Then we're going to go on to adjust the railway line. I just want to do a bit of work onto that before I start construction on the next area. Now, you will find out in this episode what the next area is. I will be kind of building the path over to it. I'm building one of the sort of adjoining buildings like I did at the start of the US area, where you've got sort of welcome to the US. I will be building one of those for the next country. Again, I won't tell you what the country is just yet. I'll leave that hanging on. But as I say, see if you can guess it first. All I will say, it's probably not one of the countries you'll think of straight away for theming an area of a theme park. That's the only clue I'll give you. And then also in this episode, if that wasn't enough, we will be opening the park up to guests. Only a few guests. I'm not filling out the park, but we'll put a couple of hundred in, and just get them enjoying the US section basically. So far, once the new flat ride is in the US section, there'll be 4 attractions. You'll have the merry-go-round, you'll have Rush, you'll have the hammer swing, and you'll have the new flat ride. So there'll be 4 rides they can go at. Obviously, the railway isn't complete yet, and won't be until probably the end of the construction of the park. So can't allow them onto that yet. But they will, they'll have 4 attractions to go at, and they'll have a couple of shops and restaurants. There's enough there to get a handful of guests going through anyway. But no, I wanted to open it up just so whilst we're still building the park, we can see the guests actually on the rides, enjoying them as the construction's going on. But because that's quite realistic to what normal parks do. Normal parks don't shut the entire place off because they're building in a different area. They'll just put a bit of a sign up, which you'll see is exactly what I do. Just put a bit of a sign up to say, something's coming here, but we don't know what it is yet. And that's exactly what my plan is. There's no real basis for the building that I'm building at the minute in terms of design. I just kind of wanted to squeeze something on the end here, no matter what the shape of it was. And it's turned out a sort of irregular rectangular shape, but I think it works. And I think when you see the end product, you'll see what I mean. I think it fits in well. Again, there'll be US flags. I'm sure you're used to that now if you've watched me build around this section of the park. In the past couple of episodes, you'll be used to the red, white, and blue being stuck up all over. That's one thing you won't have to watch out for in the next section of the park, because I can tell you that the next country does not have their flag on the game, or at least on the console version anyway. I'm not sure about the World Fairs version on PC. So I thought this roof looked a bit abnormal, but in a way I thought it worked. So I thought, why not keep that in? This is all it really is for this building. Nothing spectacular, but I think it sits in nicely with the US area. You've got two different buildings that are polar opposite, but they're both serving a purpose, and I think they blend in really well, to be fair. and it sort of, it hides the hammer swing really behind the back when the hammer swing is flat. But as the swing is going, you see it going over the buildings, which I think is a really good aspect for the guests. As you can see here, I'm just kind of putting a last archway into the entrance of this shop. I've just got some jelly top tables and chairs inside, just to have somewhere for the guests to sit if they do want to sit down in there. As I say, it's only a souvenir shop, so it shouldn't be that popular to be sat down in. But you never know. There's plenty of benches about for the guests. Obviously, this bit of planting around here, people aren't really going to see that much of. So I didn't want to kind of spend too much time doing that. I just thought I'd fill it in with this sort of green bush that we've. It's just a forest bush, I think it's called, which is what we've done around the rest of the area. So I just wanted to have a bit of a continuity, really. And again, on the edge near the lake, I'm just putting in these rocks again to fill the gap. It's as I've said in all the episodes, the rocks do have a purpose, and they do a job really well. Obviously, there's a bit of land here just by the side of the hammer swing that I just wanted to put some trees in, and I thought if I put some trees in between the queue line doesn't look quite as empty and bland. There's not really much I could do to that queue line unless I really went OTT with it, but because it was just a flat ride, I didn't really fancy doing that, so I just put some trees in the middle just to sort of break it up for the guests, and then I just covered the edge of the lake or the river that I built in the previous episode. Just thought I'd cover that in some rocks. And now's the time for the flat ride, and I'm going for one of these sort of like family-friendly balloon rides. I'm sure most of you, if you've been to a theme park at some point, you may have ridden on one of these. I know I have ridden on them a couple of times. Absolutely brilliant little family-friendly ride. Obviously, I was kind of stuck for space, so I thought I'd build the queue line through a tunnel, and I thought this kind of fitted in really well on the corner. Obviously, the paintwork, I don't need to mention it, red, white, and blue. So and I thought I'd call this American Air Force. Obviously, the actual American Air Force is a lot more threatening than a load of hot air balloons, but that's what we've gone for in this episode. No disrespect to the U.S. Air Force. So here we are building the bridge over to the new area, and just building the exit line for the American Air Force ride. So that is it for in terms of theming and rides in the US section. I'm just filling up any empty space here with rocks, just to have the theme continuing. You were pleased to know rocks won't feature as much in the next area, but it's one of those things. I think when you zoom out and look at it, I think the rocks really do a good job. When it might seem like it goes on and on with the rocks, and don't believe me that this is on ×3. If you're doing this in normal time, it does sometimes feel like it goes on and on. But I think when you zoom out and you see it, I think it does really do a good job. So I just obviously wanted to change the uniform of the operator to make her matching with the rest of the US area staff. And now it's time. I just wanted to put a sort of barrier up. Realised that fence was a little small. A lot of the fencing in here is quite small. There's no sort of 2 meter high timber fencing, so I thought I'd go for this sort of wooden panel just across the bridge, just so guests can't go over there, and just so it's in their way. I wanted to just have a bit of a sign up, just on the wall, and just to say sort of coming soon or under construction, etc. So that's exactly what I did. So I did try and fit under construction in, as you can see. Too many letters apparently, so had to reduce that down to a coming soon sign, which I think it still does the job. I still can't complain at that. So had one there, and obviously if we're going to be opening up the park, we need one at the other side of the entrance to the right. So that's what I've done there as well. And obviously this one I just need to extend round just so guests can't see from the side of the path. Yes, they will be able to see from the rides, but I'm not building a giant building just to block the vision of a computer guest that probably isn't being that nosy. So Now, as you can see, I've opened up the park and the first 3 guests are in. So what we will do is we'll zoom in and we will go onto guest view. So we'll control who we're controlling. Lowell Doherty. So oh, his mate started running. So yeah, we'll start running through and see what they get up to. They really do seem to be going for it though here. Is he gonna run? No, he's not gonna run all the way. Don't worry. Got the janitor having a dance with his little brush there. Oh, almost takes off our mate's head. So yeah, as you can see, going through this little building leading to the US, this is exactly what I had sort of planned out in my head for the US area. It wasn't necessarily so much the traditional sort of skyline of New York or Chicago. It wasn't the beach of LA. It was, you know, it was the sort of mountainous region of the US that I wanted it to be, you know, to be based on. So that's exactly what I've done, and I think this works really well, especially looking at it from guest view. Sometimes it is hard to imagine what they look, you know, what the guests can see down at their level. Although you can zoom in yourself, it's not quite the same as watching, you know, the guests do it. The guests look round for you, and as you can see, the rocks at the side that we put in the last episode, I think really do add a bit of character to the queue line. So yeah, we'll see what they get up to. So now they're just about to board the train. See all the flags around, and oh, I hope he's running again. And we are locked in and ready to go. Now this will be the first time I've shown you what the coaster looks like with all the theming. Obviously, we went on it whilst before the theming was done, just after the coaster got constructed. I think we're just waiting for some guests to get on here. I'm not sure. I think because our guys ran through, I think everyone else is a little bit far behind. Our mate's loving it. He's dead happy. So is the other mate. I don't know what their names are. But hopefully the other guests aren't too long. Here they are. There we go. So yeah, really pleased with that coaster. I think it really does a good job. Obviously the block brakes, oh, there's a bit of a queue forming for that. I think there's quite a bit of a demand. Obviously the block brakes keep us out there until the train has left the station. I love to see the block brake system working, and the timings on this work really well. So one train's going round, one's going up the chain lift, as you can see just here, and one is in the station, and by the time that other train's done, the one at the top of the chain lift there can just go straight on without waiting any longer than necessary. So yeah, really pleased with that, and I think that US area has gone down really well. I hope you guys have watched me, have enjoyed watching me build that, and watching what I go up to there. So yeah, the plan now is to begin on the other area. The railway over the bridge, over the river, and to do that we are going to build a bridge. That's what I wanted to say. So yeah, we're going to build a sort of bridge, decorated in some sort of manner. I just didn't fancy looking at the wooden supports for the train, if I'm honest. I just wanted it to look a little bit scenic, or something exciting as opposed to just the wooden legs. So that's what I'm going for. I just want a bit of a platform so that the train, so the train's got something to do. And I think as well as the fact the train interacts with the whole park, and it will do as it goes all the way round. I just like the fact that the train is like a full-on experience for the whole journey, really. Obviously the train will be coming the other way to what we're building here. We're building the train route backwards through the U.S. area. Will be the last area that the train goes to. I'll probably be building a station in this next country, which is again still yet to reveal. So you'll have to just keep watching just a little bit longer. I just want to put a little archway in here for the train, just so just so whilst it's up there, it does look like it's interacting with some sort of scenery. Obviously, it's not going dead on straight, and that's absolutely fine. I don't have an issue with that. It kind of fits in well, really. I wanted to put a bit of sort of wonky scaffolding up on the side, a few wonky wooden supports along the top, and that is the whole it's the whole theme. It's the whole idea of what I'm going for. And yeah, again, really pleased with how this turns out. Really, nothing too fancy, but does the job just as much as I wanted it to. So yeah, I just want to put as many decorations that will fit onto here. I was kind of struggling putting this little wooden support on. It kept wanting to jump me over to the other side. So I decided to go for this sort of wonky scaffolding, and I think again this it just makes it a bit more exciting than just having a brick wall there. I feel as though although the brick wall is an improvement on the wooden support, it just makes it a little bit more exciting. It doesn't have to be doing anything, just gives it a little bit of something else, really. Wanted some lighting along the top of the bridge for the train, so that when the train's going past, especially at night time, the lighting does stand out. It's not a very wise decision from me putting fire next to wood, but works for Alton Towers and the Wicker Man, I suppose. There's the bridge at night, which I think looks really nice. So this is the new area. Now you may have taken a guess at the colour of the path, what I'm going for. So this will just be, again, a bit like we've got in the US area, a bit of a plaza, a bit of a open space for guests to walk around, and then we'll sort of build attractions in and around that, with paths coming off at different angles before sort of leading to another section of the park. So again, playing around with this pathing tool. I know it's not the easiest game in the world to build paths on, but I think with how good everything else in this game, I think we can't complain on it. Obviously, from the first area that I like to have a bit of a building that links between the two different areas, so guests know where they're going to, where they're coming from. You may have guessed from the colour scheme what country I'm going for next. It might be a giveaway, it might not. I might just be thinking that these colours are quite traditional with this country. So what I can say is that this country that I'm going to be focusing on next is Egypt. As I say, Egypt was suggested to me, and I've got a few plans I've got a few big plans for the Egypt section of the park, including a roller coaster within a pyramid. That's going to be my big building task for the Egypt section, and I think that will work really well. I think having a pyramid in the background, especially when it's towards the middle of the back, so as you come out from the main entrance, you'll look towards the back and there'll be a giant pyramid there, and I think that will look really well in the in the sort of horizon from the entrance, and I think the idea as well of having a roller coaster within a pyramid will be really good as well. If I'm being optimistic, I would love to have the train going through the same pyramid at the same time as the roller coaster. That may not work. That may be too much, but who knows? You know, we can but try. So I will attempt to do that, and hopefully, if it can all tie in, that will work fantastically. But as I say, I'm not holding out hope for that as well. But I do definitely think the the roller coaster inside the pyramid is achievable, and that is what I'm going to be going for. Obviously, just want a bit of signage here, just to say welcome to Egypt, or if you're leaving Egypt and coming back the other way, welcome to the US. So yeah, I just wanted to put this on just purely for guest information. Yeah, that is this episode. So if you have enjoyed that, thank you for watching. Please leave a like, and I'll see you next time. I shall see you soon. Goodbye.